Hey, welcome back, welcome back. Today we're going to do something a little different. So I'm in a creative world, and we're going to do the red side today. I, I don't know what that means. I made this pyramid. It's got four sides. This was kind of a thing I'm going to do for Zombie Love 35. So I was having a conversation about Minecraft and some of the finer points about it. So let's just jump right in before we get to the tutorial. So water. Water's like a mainstay in Minecraft. It's used for a lot of different things. But water by itself, if you have it come out of a dispenser like that, it'll move 7 blocks in any direction. Right? So let's go ahead and put the water away. Okay. Now, if for some reason you have, I don't know, let's say 4 blocks away, you have a hole, right? And you make the water come out again, it's going to go straight to the hole. Right? It's not going to flow outward. It's going to just directly go to the hole. Now, you have 2 holes, 1, 2, 3, 4, that are 4 blocks away. Ooh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Oh, it's going to go to both of them. And if you had 3, 4, it would go to it. But we're not going to do that. So that's how water works on flat, unimpeded surfaces. It will branch out in all directions for 7, or it will go to the nearest gap, the nearest hole, the nearest low point. So, so that's water. If you have any questions about water, leave a comment below. Okay, so let's talk about water running in a straight line. So right here we've got a nice little channel cut out, and the water is going to only run 7 blocks long. So we'll go ahead and dispense a block of water. So you have the source block, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks. 7 blocks right here. Now, if for some reason the 7th block is not at the same level, let's say it's down a level, it'll continue. And this kind of turns into a source block right here. Not really, but sort of. And it'll continue on its path. 7 additional blocks, including this source block. So it's really the drop plus 6. So that's how we were able to, on the farm, back at the Let's Play Vanilla World, that's how we were able to have 1 block run all the way down and take care of it, and how we were able to have that row of dispensers. But we'll be talking more about water when inevitably I'm sure I will be making a how-to on the farm. So that pretty much covers water. Next, let's talk about some redstone. So now we're going to go over some very basic redstone mechanics. So right here we've got a lever. It's going to power all the way down to here. This is the 16th block. Now, if this block was a redstone device, it was a piston or a dispenser or a lamp or any of those things, it would get power. But it does not have power because it is not one of those things. It is just a continuation of the piece of redstone. So we'll go ahead and grab one piece of redstone, and I was prepared for this. So we will go ahead and remove this, throw a repeater down, and that will continue powering this an additional, you guessed it, 16 blocks. So basically, when you're doing redstone, every 16 blocks of length you go, you will need some sort of a powering device to continue the chain, and that will enable it to keep going. So I think we covered the 2 different waters, covered redstone. I think we need to talk about mobs next. All right, so let's talk about mobs. So there's really 2 kinds of mobs. There's hostile mobs and there's non-hostile mobs. So, for example, the skeleton. He is a hostile mob who has a bow and arrow. He'll shoot you and hit you with arrows that'll get stuck in your face. It's not very fun. Skeletons do drop bones. They drop arrows, and they have been known to drop bows. Usually they're pretty damaged, but nonetheless. Witches. Witches are a human-type mob who typically will you'll find them, kind of all over the place. They the big thing that they do is they'll throw potions at you, which potions of harming are not fun. They'll also poison you. The other thing that they do that other mobs don't do is they will heal themselves. So they have the ability to get a potion going that will grant them healing abilities. As far as the witch, they drop different potions and glowstone pieces, things like that. Empty bottles, stuff like that. Zombies. So zombies have an interesting mechanic that was added some time ago. So if you hit them, sometimes they'll summon other zombies. They don't have any range attack, but their pathfinding skills are pretty good. Zombies drop primarily rotten flesh, but I've gotten potatoes from them, and I've gotten iron ingots from them, and sometimes they'll even drop armor. Moving on to the creeper. So creepers are nasty guys. They will sneak up on you and explode, causing not only damage to you, but to your building, to your contraption, or to your landscape. So they're not very fun. Creepers drop a couple things. The thing that they are primarily sought for is gunpowder and TNT. Cave spiders. These guys are no fun. They're small, they're quick, and they will poison you. So watch out for that. Cave spiders will drop spider eyes, and sometimes they'll drop string, things like that. Regular spiders. It looks like my regular spider escaped. Well, regular spiders are just like cave spiders, only bigger. They don't poison you, but they do climb walls, and they can fit through 1 block wide holes. Silverfish. These guys hide inside of blocks sometimes. They're nasty. They'll bite you. It's not very fun. They're not nice. Bats. Oh, look. You got some cute little bats hanging out up there. Oh, look at the bat. Oh, hello, bats. I don't really kill bats. I don't think they drop anything. And we've got slimes. Slimes are an interesting mob. They drop slime balls. Typically, they only spawn in slime chunks, but they do wander off out of the area. Slime chunks are just the area where slimes are set up to spawn. So we have a big slime here. If we kill him, he'll split into smaller slimes. It will split into smaller slimes, and then you can kill the smallest slimes to get slime balls, and then you can combine slime balls to get slime bricks. And then our last mob, who is in the overworld, is the Guardian. The Guardian's a fish. I only find them in water. They're not really nice. When you go to an ocean monument, they're a giant pain in the neck because they'll shoot you with their weird fish laser beam thing. So now we're heading into the underworld, or the nether. Over here we've got a couple of magma cubes. These guys are pretty much like slimes. They can't survive in lava. And they will often drop magma cream, which is good for doing stuff with enchanting and things like that. So I head over here to the Wither Skeleton. The Wither Skeleton is like the other skeleton, except typically he doesn't have a bow and arrow and he doesn't know how to shoot. There are skeletons in the nether, but this guy will put a wither on you, which is kind of like being poisoned, but a little bit different. But we'll cover that in combat mechanics. And then we have zombie pigmen. The zombie pigmen are kind of mean. They like to hunt in groups, and if you make them mad, all of their friends will get mad. They have been very good to me dropping things. They drop gold and other such stuff, and yeah, it's pretty good. And then the last one, which I saved a place for, is the ghast, but there's literally no way I can spawn a ghast inside. So I'm going to grab a bow and a stack of arrows, and then we will go ahead and grab a ghast. And let's go ahead and that way you can see this guy. He's huge, but typically there's 1 and 2, and as you can see, he drops some stuff. Ghast drop ghast tears, which is important for enchanting. And again, ghast, just like magma cube, the wither skeleton, and this guy can only be found in the nether. Now the last guy I forgot to add, he is a blaze. Blazes are only in the nether, typically inside of the nether fortress, and they will shoot fire at you. They're not really nice either. They're kind of mean. They shoot stuff, but they do drop blaze rods, which is something you need for enchanting. So before you can even start enchanting, you have to go find one of these guys and get your blaze killing on. So that covers all of the hostile mobs. There are a couple special mobs, like the when you get the wither skeleton heads. Oh, that's the other thing. The wither skeleton drops. There's a rare chance that he'll drop his own head, and you can take some of those with some soul fan and summon like a boss. But we can cover that in a different episode. So yeah, so these are all of the different mobs that you can find, both in the overworld and the otherworld. The only other one I didn't add was the Enderman, but by the time you... Oh, and the Endermite, but the Endermite's something that just kind of pops up. He's a little... I'll spawn one in, just to cover the basics. So, the Endermite is a little purple guy who, kind of pops up for just a few seconds, maybe a minute or so, once you use an Ender Pearl. It's a rare chance of it spawning, and makes some weird noises. But yeah, he'll follow you around, trying to attack you. It's a cute little guy. Kind of looks like looks like that. He'll have similar body, but it's like when you use an Ender Pearl to jump to another area, jumping back into this dimension is usually what causes them to spawn. Alright, so we went ahead and killed all these things because the noise was frustrating. So now we're going to talk about non-hostile mobs, friendly mobs. So we've got cows. Cows over here. If you take a bucket, I'll show you, an empty bucket, and you go up to a cow, and you right-click on him, oftentimes the cow will fill it with milk. Unfortunately, we're creative, so it's not going to work. But yes, and then we have chickens. Chickens lay eggs. Hey, there's an egg. And if you throw the egg, sometimes you'll get a baby chicken. Here's a baby chicken. Hello, baby chicken. Okay, so chickens drop feathers, and they also drop eggs, and they drop raw chicken. Cows drop leather and steak, which is cookable for steak. Now we have mushrooms. Mushrooms are a weird thing. I'm not 100% sure where they spawn. Maybe on Mushroom Island. But they give you both mushrooms and milk, I think. I hope it's not mushroom-flavored milk, but it's still pretty good. And then we've got pigs. So pigs are, the same thing. Pigs are actually rideable, so you can get a saddle, throw it on a pig, carrot on a stick, and go for a ride. So that'll get you not where you want to be. But there is an achievement for running a pig off a cliff. So we'll move on over here to sheep. So here's some sheep. And if we grab some shears, we can go ahead and take the wool off the sheep. And then the sheeps will eat the grass and grow more wool. And then over here we have horses. Horses are one of the tameable mobs. You can very easily go ahead and tame them to be rideable, and a saddle can go on them, and then you can ride them all day long. So it's pretty good. We like horses, or at least I like horses. Alright, so on to the next guy. So over here we've got a couple of wolves, and wolves are tameable. You just have to use a bone, and then they turn into dogs, and wolves will definitely help protect you from skeletons, or I think they'll go after zombies. I don't think they do anything with creepers. But onto ocelots. Ocelots are cats. For whatever reason, not zombies, but creepers are afraid of cats. So if you position these near your doors and stuff, they will keep creepers from entering your area. And I think all the other mobs pretty much ignore them. But in order to do that, you have to catch them and tame them with fish. You have to make sure that they're not frustrated at you or anything. So yeah, that's how that works with them. Then we've got squid. Squid are pretty useful. They randomly spawn in the ocean, and they will give you ink and experience. Everything gives you experience if you kill it, but they'll give you ink when they die. And last but not least, as far as the animal mobs go, we've got rabbits. Now, rabbits are actually fairly useless. I mean, they drop rabbit's foot, and you can use that for potions of leaping, and I think for potions of luck, or something like that. But overall, yeah, I don't really mess with rabbits too much. They're actually a fairly new mob. And then now on to our last person who is joining us this evening, and that would be the villagers. Villagers come in a variety of shapes and sizes and forms. This one's a shepherd. He's going to let us trade him 16 wool in exchange for 1 emerald. Not a very good trade. 4 emeralds for some shears. That's actually a pretty horrible trade. And then we have, a cleric who wants to get all of the rotten flesh. So we can definitely trade him 40 rotten flesh for an emerald, or 8 gold bars for an emerald. It's not too bad. But oftentimes you'll come across villagers in villages, and they'll have little wooden farms that you can go and find good things from. And this is actually pretty nice. I think I will help myself to this melon. And then, yeah, melons are good. Melons are a renewable resource. You don't have to plant them. All you have to do is harvest the melon. Same thing with pumpkins. Pumpkins are in a similar situation. And then, yeah, so that's going to pretty much cover all of the mobs in the game as of right now, towards the end of the 1.8 update. Horses and sheep and cows and mushrooms and chickens and cows and all the hostile mobs and all the good stuff. So that's going to wrap up our section on basically getting to know the mobs. So on to the next one, which will be our final section of the day. Alright, so sun's coming up, so we'll go ahead and do this real quick. I'll probably have to change the time back so that all the mobs don't despawn. But in the meantime, this is the Minecraft redstone contraption that I built. Basically all it is a mob pusher. So right here we've got a lever. The lever runs around. It goes into this piston block right there. So if we push the lever, you see the piston jumps forward, and then, oh no, anything that's on there will fall down into that lava hole and die. So that's pretty good. Alright, so what we're going to do is, in this dispenser, I have a bunch of mob eggs. But with the sun coming up, let me go ahead and do time set 16,000 and puts it back to night. Perfect. Okay, so now what we'll do is go ahead and pull this lever. That'll make a mob spawn, and then we'll push them off. And then we'll put the lever back, turn this back on, another mob spawns. There it goes, falls off. Great. So now you kind of see the principle behind what we're about to do. Pull that one down. So we'll turn that back off. Another mob. Oop. Mob goes to spawn. And boop. Falls to his death. Off. Off. On. On. Off. Off. There you go. So what we have is a giant row of these. And I've counted off the blocks. So this one right here, when the mob falls off the edge, he's going to be falling 31 blocks to his death, because we know that 31 blocks he'll die. So somewhere around 23, 24, somewhere in this range right here, they'll start to live. So let's go ahead and get started on this. Let's see how this works out. So we're going to pull this lever. Oh, no, you're supposed to move when I pull. Okay, there we go. We got a little bit of lag there. Okay. So now up at the top, there's mobs spawning on each one of those pads. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pull this lever, and that's going to make all of the pistons. So if you watch down there, okay. So this guy died. He died. Died. Oh, lucky number 23. So 23 lived, and looks like this guy didn't actually spawn, but okay. And if you, here's another glitch. That piston's out. On down the run. Whoa, what's going on here? Oh, that's not supposed to be like that. Okay. So we'll go ahead and run down here real quick. And I have this, I'll pull this lever and that'll make lava go in all of the places. And turn that one off, turn that one off, which make all the pistons retract. There we go. Well, it looks like we're catching some lag here and there. Okay. And what about up here? Oh, why are you down? Okay. Alright, that's everybody. So now we'll go ahead and make the lava come back. And the lava gets sucked back in. All the way down it goes. Are you being laggy? Or are you still on? Why are you on? There we go. Just being laggy. Alright, perfect. So now the lava's back in there. So let's go ahead and run the test again. Go ahead and make all of the things spawn. There we go. And go ahead and turn that off. And make all of the things fall. Get out of here, chicken. So once again, looks like number 23 is the lucky number. Alright, well let's do this, let's just do it one more time. Go ahead and pour the lava out. Go ahead and return this back to its safe and upright position. Turn the lava back off. Everything should be dead by now. Yep, looking good. Okay, and we'll do this one last time. Everything spawns. There we go, everything is spawned. And pull it. There we go. And one last time. Yep, we've confirmed what we already knew. That yes, indeed, 23 is the magic number. So, if you're going to build a mob farm, or a mob grinder, or whatever you want to call it, the trick is 23 blocks. Alright, well, I think that is going to do it. I think this is probably running a little bit long. So, we're going to go ahead and wrap this episode up right here. Once again, I do want to thank Zombie Love 35 for the inspiration to make this this type of video. And if you guys like this sort of video, you know, kind of a more behind the scenes or almost like I don't know, sciencey type thing, you know, investigation, discovery of Minecraft, or whatever the case is, then definitely leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you want to see more stuff like this. And yeah, hey, thanks for watching and have a good night. Bye.